Hi, guys.
Hello, Nick.
How are you this evening?
Exhausted, and I wonder about Surfer. How you feeling over there on the West Coast?
The weather's pretty good here, but I'm in software, and we've got a training coming up, like our annual sales meeting, and so I've got like 20 hours of software training I'm going through. So I've been staying up until about 2:30 in the morning, getting up at 6. So it's been a little tiring the last few days.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we were going to be talking about gold confiscation, but we have something better tonight. We have Gunny. We didn't know if he was going to be able to make it or not, but he is, and we're going to talk about the fun show. And we might have another guest later on. I'm sure he's probably watching, trying to get home so he can come on tonight because monkey see, monkey do.
I think that needs to be a big maybe, because I know he's watching, so a big maybe.
Well, he can't be outdone, Gunny. He's going to have to come on too.
Well, I'm not here to outdo anybody. I'm just here to educate somebody.
Well, and that's right. But, Gypsy, he can't miss.
Listen, when he was here at my house, and it was a pleasure having him here. He's a good guy.
He is.
With the height differential, it's okay. But, all jokes aside, he was a great guy to finally meet him in person, another Marine, and we had a lot of fun. It was a fast trip. It was a long trip at the same time, but it was a great time. Once again, this is my third fun show in a row, and it was, a learning experience from the word go. I think this year, me and Gen X, we were talking for months, and we made a list, which I forgot when we went down to Orlando. But we made a list, and I really do with my stack I got at the fun show. We stuck to it. He did good with what he wanted. I think I made out like a bandit, which I'll show you guys later, and it was just an all-around great experience. I think every year it gets better because you learn how to deal with the dealers and possible negotiating of prices, because I feel at the fun show it's easier to negotiate a price than you do in a coin store or a pawn shop or something like that. And learning, like I said, over 3 years, it got better, and it's exciting, Nick. We missed you. I know we're going to get you down there one time, and maybe even get Surfer out there. So you never know.
My goal, and I'm going to do it next year, because watching you guys, I was so jealous because you guys looked like you were having such a good time. But let's greet our guests, and then we'll get into more of that a little bit. Let's see. I got to go all the way back. Hi, Steve LaPointe, Metalhead. I want to call him Metalhead instead of Metal Dragon. Metal Dragon Braveheart. Dan Root and OC Stacker. Hi.
So glum.
It's because he's an Alabama fan, Gunny, and that's SEC, and I'm a Georgia fan, and we saw how Alabama did against Michigan. They lost. If it was Georgia, they would have won, and the SEC would have been in the national championship game. So
I'm gonna go with okay.
Yeah. Gunny really don't care about the football stuff. So
no, it's not true. The Wolverines won, and one of my good friends, Gen X, that's his favorite team. So congratulations to them.
And for Gen X, yes, I'm not opposed to being a Michigan fan. I am a Michigan fan. I like Michigan. My Tom Brady came from there, so I'm okay with that. It's just that I've been hearing all this stuff from OC for I don't know how long about Alabama. So Shadrach, and I saw. Let me see, Texas Stacker.
You call out, yeah, you did call out Dan. Okay, good.
And Craig, I'm sorry, did I miss someone?
No, you're good. Keep going.
And Amy Harrell, good to see you. And Cosmic Creations, and Tom. And I saw another. Let's see, Chew.
Welcome.
And BTO, Paula G, and Pete Clark, and Ghost Watching. Ooh,
in here as well.
I'm sorry.
Hampton Consultants is in.
Hi, Hampton Consultants. How are you, Steve? And I saw Michael Stacking.
And we have Paula G in as well. Welcome.
And Golden Angel.
Oh, geez.
Uh-oh. Is somebody Jeff? Okay, I'm going down the list, so I'm sure it's Gypsy Wolves, isn't it?
I didn't say anything.
Okay, Jeff. Andy Resnick. Oh, Gen X.
Gen X. And we've got Pete Clark in as well.
Well, congratulations, Gen X, because I know I have been and there's Gypsy Wolves.
She goes, did you hear that? And there's Gypsy.
And Ron, But I do have to give a big shout out to Gen X and his Go Blue, because I mean, I have been giving him crap for the past couple of years because we were the national champions for 2 years in a row. For 2 years in a row. So, and I think the last time Michigan won was back in the 90s sometime, like a really long time
96,
ago.
97, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, wicked long time ago. I mean, I probably was in high school. I think I was in high school when they won last. That's a really long time ago.
Nick, when were you in high school? I'm just kidding.
Mark B. And Mark B is another Gunny. I just read his email just a few minutes ago. So I'll be emailing you back, Mark B. Constitutional Stacker.
Stacker's in here too. So
yes.
Any mods that are in here, go ahead and put my channel in as well as Gunny's channel, just to make sure everybody has that today. I want to make sure you guys aren't missing announcements. We're doing shows Tuesday night on Nick's channel. We're doing it on Saturday night on mine. And you may not always see the notifications since it's just coming off each channel. We want to make sure you guys don't miss those shows.
Yes, Constitutional Stacker. And he's another one.
3 years ago, you graduated.
Yeah, but not just because he just said that, but because he's super smart about coin and everything else. All of the above. I'd like to have him on the program as well. I mean, there's a lot in here. I saw like Gen X. We haven't had him up. And let me see. There's several in here that I'd like to have on the program. This is our 30th show.
Oh, hey.
Saturday's 30th.
Congratulations.
Oh, okay. So we're on 29.
Yep.
Oh.
The
only
number
29.
She failed math.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
thumbnail says 12. Disregard.
Well, I mean, you all know, and I mean, I'm the first to say that I'm so low tech. So you know what? If you want our picture on it, I'm going to copy one, and that's going to be the 12th one. And if we have to do that for until Kingdom Come, until I have to put a 0 behind that, I'm good.
So Gunny, I want to see if you know something that one other person I asked that has said they were low tech. Do you know what an HDMI cable is?
Yes, I do. Because you taught me. That's because Gunny, you taught me.
Thank you.
Chick Stacker, and I saw Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar and Azure Blue as well.
Azure Blue, long time no see. I think he's probably been vacationing, doing something. So it's good to have him back around. And because we have several questions for him soon as well.
Chet Stacker in here too. I don't know if you called him out.
I did, and it's good to see him as always. And Gypsy, I was just teasing. I'm just teasing you, little nugget. I hope you're going to come up and show.
Did you make that one up on the fly that night when he came to the house?
I did. Yes, and because I mean, I was thinking of all kinds of little things. I could have called him a little peanut. You know
what? It's just one of those. I think it's going to stick. It might drive him nuts, but he's stuck with it. So
yeah, or like My Little Pony, something.
So
My
Gunny,
Little Pony, or what's those My Little Brony? Is that the ones that dress up like them?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I don't know.
So Gunny needs 30 feet of flight line. Yes. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to have Silver Stacking Surfer go out and find it for me.
What's that?
30 feet of flight line. I need 30 feet of it.
All right, we'll have to look for it.
What's the flight line?
It's a military joke. Just
I
think about it. What do the jets and aircraft fly in on? The flight line, right?
I don't know.
So my little nugget just texted me to let me know that I can't call him his little nugget anymore. It's done.
Oh, no.
Or I will come. Okay. All right.
Well, I do have a question though. Did Gypsy wear the hat and the vest?
No.
What?
I'm surprised.
I will be honest with you. In his defense, things happened so fast down there when we did that. I don't really know if he remembered. It's like one of those things are just, I mean, we were clicking. And then the time we had to rest was from our vehicle to the convention center, which that's another story. My wife wanted to hit me in the head with a wrench because of traffic. It was only 20 miles away. And it took us each night going home, and it took us an hour and a half to get back to those rooms.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
so people we're all just in the car. Yeah, I had a fun time at the show. Can we get back to, it was just
That question's for you, Gunny.
Ask Gunny for some prop wash. Yep, don't forget the prop wash.
I don't know what that means. But I guess I'm not going to know what a lot of this means.
Start making notes, Nick, and I'll explain it to you later.
Wash, I can figure out. I can figure that one out. So
okay.
Where I live, we have a lot of Marines. So
I need Nick. I need you to go get me an S tool.
You're going to send me a whole list, and I'll go ask and figure it out.
An S tool.
S tool, okay.
Spell it.
S.
Spell S tool.
ST. Oh, okay.
There you go. That's some of the silly little things
similar
that
to jet wash.
jarheads like to. Frequency grease. Then people will ask you, go get the keys for the Hummer. There's no keys for Humvees, okay? Just not the military version anyway, okay? So stuff like that.
That's awesome.
UFO. Cat's Crazy World.
Welcome, guys.
Guys...
So Nick, I do have one question for you.
Okay.
And maybe this is a surprise, but did your special framed item come?
No, yes, it did. So it will it's being put together right as we speak. And hi, financial success coach, but my husband is taking a really long time to put it together. So I think I'm just gonna have to do it myself eventually, I'm sure.
Well, did he get the heater working yet? That's what I really need to know.
Yes, that is. Well, see, he has got to change the propane in it for me when it runs out. So, yeah, but he was out checking the generator for tonight because, you know, we're going to be having storms and getting gas for the generator. So that I gave him a pass. But then tomorrow
you got to get that S tool working fast, or we're going to have some problems.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Gunny, you were at a fun show in Florida this week.
We did. And once again, I'll have to say it because maybe some people popped in. We missed you. We were trying for a year to get her here. Hey, it didn't work, but guess what? We'll do it again next year.
We'll do it again next year. I need to go if Little Nugget's going, I need to be there for Little Nugget.
Well, you're not supposed to call him that, but you know what? I think it's fun.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
No, you didn't. But you know what? It's even funnier because you got Surfer here. Well, maybe he needs to come out to the East Coast and catch some waves out here. You just don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, he was on the East Coast not too long ago.
Yep.
Except he was up there freezing.
It was
okay. If you want me to go ahead and start, I'm going to show you this right off the bat, Nick.
Yes.
Let's do it.
One of the first things you do, you got to get in, and obviously you got to sign in. And one of the first things you get is one of the fun show tokens. Got the dates on it. You know, raising the next generation of numismatists, and for the 4th to the 8th of 2024. Really quick, just want to let you know, not as a dig, Nick. I'm going to send you one of those because I got enough of them. But listen, you got to take care of that coin. That coin is really rare. Okay. Really rare.
Well, yeah, of course, because they probably only make those once a year.
Exactly. There you go. See, I got my other two behind me, so I'm gonna add to it. So, well, I'm gonna next time you and I exchange gifts or packages or whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna put that in the mail to you. Thanks for having me up. Thanks for having me up here.
I appreciate it because I have something special that'll be putting you'll see come my birthday and my 1K party.
Absolutely. Oh, I look forward to that.
I'm going to unveil it on what I've got back here going on. And yes, it will center around the toss coin. I've renamed it.
Wait, is that the big giveaway for the 1,000 sub party?
No. But I do have a couple of items to show you guys that I picked up. I'll just show those real quick and then so we don't take away from Gunny.
Oh, that's fine.
So I got a Morgan.
Nice. That looks pretty official there.
It is official because then it gives you all the history. This is a 1921. Gives you all the history, and then and you know the crazy lady.
There you go.
And so this and that gives you all the history. So the peace dollar, if you guys aren't familiar with what I call her.
That's pretty cool.
So
but I figured, I don't know. I tried to put an order together and making my notes for you guys. So hopefully you guys are entertained by this and hope you learn something. Well, the first thing I will tell you I found other than that coin. You walk around, and this is the part I wanted to tell Surfer about. Depending on what you buy in your currency, it could definitely be an investment. Everybody knows in the coin tribe that I want a $500 bill. And the US $500 bill. And they roughly still between last year and this year, $1,300 ungraded. You get graded ones, you're talking 3,000 and up, depending obviously on the grade you get. Now, the big one that blew my mind, last year we saw the $10,000 bills. And when I talked to the guy who had them, they were on a wheel in Las Vegas, one of those gambling wheels that you spin and stuff like that. He got those, and he even got them graded. They had I guess you could say the pedigree to say where they were from. So he's got that. I'm holding this thing in my hand. I'm like, man, I want one of these. And I was like, how much do these go for? And he's like, $250. $250? He goes, no, $250K. It's like, okay, you can have that back. Now, what blew me away, I found somebody else. I think it was the same person. Just don't remember the guy's face, but he had he must have had 5 or 6 of these bad boys. This year, those things were going for $285,000. So It's almost like if you want to invest in currency, well, it's quite possible because you could have made $35,000 in 1 year by buying a $10,000 note. Now, that depends on who you sell it to, of course. Who's willing to pay the money and all that. You got to understand that. So it was quite fun to see that again. And the first one I'm going to show you right here is one that I saw it. I had to get it because, well, it's my family name is on it. Now Nick would like this one. This is it's from the Young's Hotel, which is my family name. And what it is, it's just almost like going to a game room, getting tokens and all that. You can only redeem them at that hotel. And it was from one of the first hotel. It is the first hotel in Boston that had electricity.
Boston.
And the guy on the front there his name is Nathaniel Banks. He was a Civil War general, and he was also the former governor of Massachusetts.
Oh my gosh, that is really cool, Gunny.
So I found that, and the guy gave me half off once I showed him my ID, and that was my last name. So he gave me half off of that.
What does the reverse look like on that?
Oh, there's nothing.
Oh, it's just, that's interesting.
Yep. But the date on it, I wish I could show it if you could see it. It's from 1862.
Okay.
If it'll focus. Come on.
I can see blurry numbers.
Yeah, it doesn't want to focus. Let's try on the scope. So Civil War time, 1862. So kind of a fun note to get because, well, that's my last name. Why not,
I mean, that's very cool.
Oh, yeah. Now, everybody knows about silver certificates, right?
Yep.
Yes, gold certificate.
No, this is not a silver gold certificate. No. You see up top, it still says silver certificate, right?
But it does have a seal on it, though.
All right. Well, check this out. During World War II, when General Eisenhower, he started an operation called Operation Torch. It was a campaign against General Rommel, which everybody knows if their history. It was the Desert Fox in North Africa during the World War II in 1942. Our U.S. troops carried these with them, and our country, the world leader or our leaders were worried that large amounts of our money would fall into enemy hands. So what they did, they created these as emergency funds for North Africa, which is the gold seal. That way, if the money fell into enemy hands, they could just demonetize them.
Oh.
So you can see the one up top is the one that everybody, is the normal one we all see.
Yeah.
And then you got the gold one, which was for North Africa.
Interesting.
Which it's kind of raggy. I bought it because, well, it was really cheap that way. So, and I've never had one. So, toss that in the book and we call it a day, right?
Cool.
So a question for you around the currency too. So,
sure.
Why do you think the values are still going up on the currencies?
Well, why do I think it's going up? That's the $1 million question, because me and Gen X were talking about that. It's almost like I get the currency on the coinage, but I'm still learning on the values of the currency. I'm still not 100% sure. Is it because more are getting graded? Are they getting turned in by people who don't know what they got to the banks? Because, when they're like this, they're sent to the treasury and they're shredded if they make it out of the bank teller's, tray. So it's still something I'm learning. I tell you what, hold that question for a later date and I will get back in. I'll try and come up with a better answer. But with that, if Nick could put that link up for me, there's a channel out there called Polar Currency, and his name is Dan. We had him up on the Coin Tribe. Massive knowledge on currency, and he really, I want to say he planted the seed, but he reignited the fire in me to go start collecting more currency because I love it for the.
Yeah, I saw he was very interesting, and
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
have the link, but if you want to put the link in, you're more than welcome, Gunny.
Okay, I will get to, or Gypsy will do it if he's any kind of moderator.
If you don't mind, but I wanted to
Right.
say hi to the numismatic. And Hector's interest in coins came in, and then Gunny, I have a question for you on the screen. How much do you want to put into a $500
Well, it
bill?
depends how much you want to sell it for. Because I know what prices go for. I don't want to. Hell, I'll tell you right now. I'll start the bidding at $500 if you want. But hold that thought till the end, and I definitely will get back to you. But I want to get to the next one that my wife picked up. Most people know my wife loves her some Queen Elizabeth. So this one we picked up, it's a $2 British Caribbean territory bill that if you see from 1954, which is probably her first portrait when she became Queen of England. It's got the coat of arms on it, and it also has the map of the Caribbean islands right here.
Oh, neat.
And you see 1954, but then on the back it's got the territories that they belong to. And gosh, don't make me mess this up, but I'm gonna try and show you the countries that are on it. Come on, Scope. Where's my mouse? There it is. And you see the first one, you got the Leeward Islands.
Okay.
British Ghana. There's one up top too. Where's it? Oh, that's it. All right, go over. Windward Islands. Never heard of that, honestly. Trinidad and Tobago. And then, it was really inexpensive. And of course, when the wife wants one, guess what? She buys it.
So how will you display those? Will you put them like the money behind you in a frame, or are you just going to put those in a book?
I haven't gotten that far with it because
I
bought a currency album.
One thing I've got.
It's one of those, I don't know, because
like
I haven't made up my mind what I'm going to get graded, if I'm going to get them graded. I just don't know, because they're just so cool to leave in a drawer all day long,
Right. So Surfer has one of those big things.
So this is one that this is one I picked up at my grandma's house. I saw it in
Oh yeah.
And I've had it pressed flat for 40 years.
I actually got one not in that good a condition. It's down on the fridge. It's been there since my dad put it there. I actually got a silver certificate and change 4 or 5 years ago. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
And my bank lady, I went and picked up about a dozen of them last month and paid face value for them. So it's like, hey, spread the wealth. Here, take $1.
Big Bad John and Celtic Knot.
You can pick up those acrylic cases for, I think it's around like $15-20.
I'm looking for an acrylic case because I have a strap of brand new $2 bills in sequential order. I'm going to put the entire strap in one of those. I found one of them. So if you can think about it, they probably made the storage for them.
That's true.
All right. Next one up I got, which I've never had one of these.
Ooh, that
finally picked me up a $10 silver certificate. And this one, for the price I paid and the condition it's in, it's pretty good shape. Even I think Gen X was with me. I don't remember. You could probably look in the chat and he'll say, nope, I missed that one. But I saw that one. But Nick, if you remember that $1 bill with the gold seal, well, I had to pick up the $10 with it too.
Oh yeah, yep. Of course, you have to have a matching set.
Gotta have the matching set. Now this one, the next one, I was actually standing with Gen X when I picked this up. This one, see if anything looks strange to this to you, Nick.
Anything looks strange? His collar.
Oh, no. I see. I see.
No, the red.
Go ahead. Keep saying
red
it.
Seal?
The red seal.
Well, it's got the red seal. There's one other aspect of it too. Where does it say that it's a Federal Reserve note?
It doesn't. I don't believe it. It says United States note.
That's
What was this? But what it is, the 1966 series, and this was the only year they did this with the $100 bills. And
Okay.
Gen X picked one up, and he also picked up a 1966A star note, I believe, which is even more rare than these guys.
So Silver House just put too, the $10 had no "In God We Trust."
Well, he just educated me on that.
I know. I didn't notice. So the letters are too small for me to see without my glasses on.
Yeah, in God We Trust came in later, but maybe Silver Heist, I don't know if you know what year that started being put on the money.
Oh gosh, I don't even remember.
Yeah, I forget that. But I like the look of that $100 bill. Is really nice.
I dig it, but just because it's just not what you're normally used to seeing with all the red and all that. And it's cool. These are what the shape of them and what the looks are, what we grew up with, but the red note kind of just throws you off a little bit. But
so we have a question about from UFO about the red mark down on the bottom of the.
You know what? I haven't looked into it. I don't know if it's an error or not. I'm going to talk to Polar Currency about it and see if he can give me something. I mean, the price I got was more because, well, I could afford it and I wanted it just because I don't have it, But that is a good question. I am going to talk to Polar Currency and see if that's an ink error or is it something that can get cleaned up by PMG or something like that. So
could have just bled through too.
What's that?
Could just been a bleed through.
Exactly. So now we're going to get into some of the fun stuff. Those are the little bills.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get into the horse blankets. Let me see where.
All right, let's see some horsey blankets.
Horsey blanket.
Oh wow.
This is one of the 1917 legal tender currency. Now, if you look on it, you got our buddy George Washington on it, but the vignette there is Columbus, the sighting of America. You can see they're on a ship. I'm going to try and get you a better close up. So Nick's not wearing her glasses.
Glasses that I don't have, but I probably should.
Oh my! But you got Columbus right there, and all his cronies on the ship getting excited. There's the side of the ship, and they're pointing towards America.
That's really neat.
It is. And also on the back, they call it a sawhorse because of where that says the United States of America on it. I did read the lettering that's there in so many words. It's, payer of all debts and all that. And then it talks about, if you counterfeit this, we're gonna hang you and shoot your family, something like that. I don't think remember.
Wow. That's extreme.
But believe it or not, this one actually came from Ramno, Nick.
Okay.
Because
I don't mean to interrupt you on that one, but if Silver Heist is still in the chat, I would love for him to see that first note that you showed us.
The bank one or the hotel one?
There's Ramno right there.
Hey,
hi, Ramno. Yes.
You talk about the hotel note.
The Boston.
Boston. Where the hell did I put it?
The Young's one.
Ah, there it is.
And Blue Moon B and SPB. And I saw, AKA Brett.
There it is.
There we go.
Boston.
From 1862.
And if you want to refresh us on the.
Well, I educated you. I thought you were going to tell everybody.
Well,
yeah.
Well.
But Nick, you
no,
do it
it's from a hotel that was built in Boston, and it was one of the first hotels in Boston to have electricity. And this was basically currency that could be used at the hotel. Kind of look at it like your arcade game tokens and stuff like that, and how they did it. And the individual on the front is Nathaniel Banks. He was a Civil War general and the governor of Massachusetts. So I saw it because it has my family name on it, and I had to show the guy my ID, and he gave me half off for it.
That's really neat. It's just really neat.
Now we get into one.
Massachusetts.
Now we're going to get into one, Nick, that most people, when I showed it to them at the fun show, it kind of messed with your head a little bit. Let's just see what you take on this.
I don't know.
Well, it's Andrew
I mean,
Jackson on a $10 bill.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the
That's the-
letters.
Some
Yeah.
people are like, wait, what? You know.
Yeah.
And these are from oh God, where'd it go? 1917, 1913. But they were the one thing that got me on this series of notes is when you flip them, if you see this artwork they put on these.
They're
Okay.
beautiful.
Now, mind you, back in the day when they did these, was all by hand when they made the plates for this currency. There ain't no computer laser etching, nothing like that. But this one they called the farming and industry. Because you see on the left, it's got horse-drawn plow. And on the right, it's got manufacturing buildings with the train down at the bottom and stuff like that. How they, picked up your goods and services. There weren't 18-wheelers back in the day, And that's one of the reasons why I picked this one up, because horse blankets are just cool. And I dig the series, and this is one of the ones with the quality it is. And me and Gen X talked. This one might be the one I send off to get graded. I like it, want to preserve it, and it's a pretty note.
It's a beautiful note.
Now the next one, the last one that I bought, is a $20 from the same series. Got Grover Cleveland on it, which is the only U.S. president that has ever served 2 separate terms. And he's also on the $1,000 bill, which is, that's more of a dreamer that I'd like to get one of those. But this on the back, they call it the Land, Sea, and Air.
That's really, I like that one.
Locomotive here, you got the biplane here, and then you got the coal power cruise ship like the Titanic almost.
I was just going to say, it looks a little bit like the Titanic.
Right.
Is that the Statue of Liberty on there as well?
I believe so, yes, at Ellis Island.
In Ellis Island, okay.
So
yeah, I like that. That's nice.
It's just the artwork on these things they just never cease to amaze me. It's almost like when you get into what our currency looks like now, it's like so boring,
So boring. And
it was a lot of fun having that game plan this year. I believe I think it was a great success because
this was the first year you really took interest in currency other than just coins.
Right. I mean, I always had a game plan of going and getting a $500 bill, but I could have bought one this year, but I wouldn't have been able to come home with all this lovely stuff. And I still came home with extra money. I had a budget, didn't spend it all.
Really? So,
oh my goodness.
Did you pick up some coins as well?
I picked up a few quarters for my book. They're already in it. I picked up the Washington quarters, the 32 DNS. The wife picked up I know you would love it. It's not a key date, but it was just a beautiful BU Walker.
Yep.
And I think she got roughly $35-40. And it was almost like Gen X was elbowing her. Hey, you better get that, good price. And one of the more amazing things was, I can't remember his name. He from the Coin Crew. I met his brother.
Okay.
He had a table there. Coins? If you remember that beautiful set that you like, the 2021 Morgan and Peace dollar set. I know you love talking about that. Remember that set I've been trying to sell for 6 months? I took it to him with extra TCO and Philadelphia Morgans. So I had, 8 coins. I got a deal I just couldn't pass up. And that was able to fund even more of my currency purchases. So
there you go.
All in all, it was a win-win for me. Great time. And
so how long did you guys stay at the show? Because it's a big show. I mean, there's a lot of vendors. It's a very large show.
First day we got there when it opened 10:30ish, stayed till 4. Second day, probably noon to 4. And the third day, man, that's kind of weird because we were there, then we left because there are more to follow on the Tribe channel. I'm not going to give away too much. Gypsy and I had to make an excursion for Marines. And then we went back to pick everybody up, and then I had our final dinner. So, the first day was a good 6 hours. Every other day is about 4 hours. Because I'm going to tell you, it's a lot, so many tables to go down and aisles, and you go to the cheap section and you go to the expensive, and you got all the gold, you got all the ancients, you got, people focusing on, foreign currency, American currency. I mean, there's tables just with Canadian stuff, And I did not see him this year, but last year, just an amazing display of ancient golds. We're talking like Byzantine, Roman Empire, stuff like
wow.
Beautiful, graded stuff.
said over 600 vendors.
Oh yeah,
That's a massive show.
Yeah.
it is.
So you really have to have a game plan.
As your Blue was talking about the educational notes. Man, look, the cheapest educational note I saw, it was like a piece of, just crumpled up paper. It was $400 or $500 in that condition. Those ones are these are readily affordable. I'll be honest with you. For this one, just to let everybody know, like the only one I'll tell you is this one, the $10 note. I believe I paid $130 for this one. Okay. But once you start getting into the certain ones, they're just so pricey. Like those educationals in terrible condition, it was like $400 or $500. And you were to get an educational note in this condition, you're going to spend thousands on it because it's just hard to find them in just exceptional paper quality.
Hi, Barbara. And I saw Emerald Stacker. Emerald Coast Stacker said that he was supposed to go down there, but he wasn't able to, so he was bummed.
So, Gunny, I have a question for you. When you're looking at condition, some of these are graded and they have crazy premiums on them. They're very high. Others are in, great condition, but maybe they're not in a mint state type condition. I'm not sure what they call out the notes, but and then others, like you said, like this one for my grandma it was folded into fourths, but it's flat for 40 years, and it actually looks pretty good now. And it has sentimental value to me, so I'm holding on to that. But you get different grades and levels of these. Do you normally set just a budget for a bill that you're looking for, or
that's the funny part. It could be like that. If it's like when I got the $10 note, I had bought the $20 note first, I think. And when I was walking with Living the Dream, Uncle Robert, and that $10 bill just caught my eye. And breaks. I want to see that. And the price was just good. It's one of those. I got a price in my head. I remember I forgot my list. Gen X and we wrote prices down. We had thank God I remembered some of them. Like I had a price on this one. I think it was between $150 and $200. And I got it for, what I tell you, $140, I believe. So, hey, I came in under budget there. So it's more of a find out where they're selling on a bunch of different sites, go to eBay, seeing what they're selling for. Hell, go to Heritage Auctions, seeing what they're going for. But I tend to get non-graded. Yes, I have bought a few graded ones, but currently I'm just doing them not necessarily as an investment. Yeah, I'm going to put them away for the granddaughter and she can do whatever she wants because I won't know when I'm gone. So, but it's next year might get a little bit deeper because I think I'm going to just zero in on that $500 bill and just buy it and get it graded and put in a safe and then go get the next one, whatever that may be. But it's more of a I tell everybody, like when you're collecting your coins, collect them because they're fun. Make it fun, but don't go broke doing it. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it.
Right. But
I jokingly told my wife, I said, see, if you'd have bought that $10,000 note, we could have made $30,000.
I would have to get educated on the currency first and see what I'm interested in before I could even go down and start shopping for something. Well, but I have no idea. But it's
small because you got those silver certificates, you got red seals, you got brown ones, you got gold. I bought a gold certificate last year for $140. I never had one. Now I got one.
It helps to take the currency book with you, which he left at home as well.
And you know what? He left his list home. He left the book home. When I was in there on day 2, he went home because his back was not feeling good. So I'm sending him pictures, and he's like look, everybody needs to lean on Gen X. I know he's probably going to hit me when I say this, but he's definitely that guy that knows the numbers really well. He does his research probably better than I do. And, when we went and got that red seal note, the reason why he got a good deal on that is because he bought that 1966 $800 bill. And he was like, and like I said, we had a game plan. I wanted one of those too. He bought it because he got a discount because he bought, the original one. Then he just added that and said, all right, I'll give you a cut on this one. Here's the price. And I was like, ooh, can I buy that from you? He goes, well, that's why I got it. It's just like, go in there with a game plan and a team member and, knock it out. And it kind of worked this year for our benefit, I think,
Do you set a budget. Are you able to follow it is the real question.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I told Nick, I don't know if you caught it earlier, I did not spend all the money I brought there for the fun show. So I could have definitely got my $500 bill, but I was talking to everybody at the fun show, who were there. It's almost like I'm really hesitant to get it because I've wanted it since I was a kid. And if I get it, I don't want that feeling of that hunt being over. You know what I mean? But the problem is, the longer I wait, the more expensive they're going to get. So I do have a game plan. Gen X and I are going to I'll have enough funding in the summertime fun show. We're going to go down there. So it's like, stay tuned. What did Ron Popeil say? But wait, there's more.
There's more.
So, yeah, I mean, I want to get it so bad, but then if I get the 500, now I'm going to start. That's getting into investing. Then I'm going to have to work my way towards that $1,000 bill, which I think we saw ungraded. Those are 3,000 plus ungraded. It's like, so we'll see. So
I can print one of those on paper for you.
Yeah, but something about I want that real one in my hand just to say I got it.
Hi, Thomas.
Here's the thing too. If you get the 500, you can move on to the 1,000. So you just got to make sure that you got that next goal ready to go.
Well, I think I said that because my wife goes, "You want the 500? Well, I want the 1,000." Now I know she was joking, but it's almost like, well, she put it in my head. I'm gonna have to go for that too, But they also got, and Gen X was looking for one. We didn't really find one within the range because it can get pricey. They made one horse blanket note. It was a $5 note with Lincoln, but they call it the portal note because he's in a circle, vice like a shield or anything like that. First time I saw it was last year. I was like, man, I just need that in my life because it's really cool. It's again getting into these ones that are starting to get into your $1,000 per note, and it's like, oof. It's fun, but man, if you ain't careful, it can get darn right expensive, like any other coin. Like, if you want to get that, what's that one Carson City, Morgan, they only made 100,000 of? Well, you're going to pay some money for that, So it's like when you go there, I think the best thing, coinage, you got a good idea of what you're looking for, Nick, like in your book fillers and all that stuff. Like Surfer, you know the ones you like, but if you come across like, oh man, I need that in my life, it's like, was that on the list? I don't know. It's like, where's your game plan? Where's your, like a coach, there's your main plan. If we're losing, we're gonna go to plan B. It's like going there with a plan, I think was the smartest thing I did. The first 2 years, I was just like, well, I know what I want. And I didn't come up with anything I wanted. I came up with everything I wanted and then some, you know what I mean? Because then you come across a 5-ounce Apollo 11 coin. Well, I'm a space guy. I gotta have that in my life, and I bought it. My wife bought where was that? I know it's right here too. She bought this one last year. It was graded. It's from the United Kingdom. It's graded. It's from 1422 to 1430s. We're just not sure, but it's graded extra fine 40, and she wanted it and she got it. And it's I wouldn't call it an ancient, but for a medieval times type coin, it's pretty cool.
Well, I bought last night. I bought a couple ancient coins from Russia, on an auction, and then I've got 2 from early Rome, and then I have a Greek coin that's about 300 BC. So I do enjoy getting a few coins from my collection that are ancient. And then these are my first bills. So on one side, I've got a nice crisp one, and then I've got the one from my grandma here. But my dad has some really cool Civil War notes that are framed up in a nice frame on his wall. And so I'm very intrigued by it, but I haven't done enough research yet. That I would probably make mistakes, to your point. It's good to have a price list. It's good to know what you're looking for. It's good to do that research ahead of time. And then I think it's important if you have any issues with budgeting, okay, when you see something that's just really awesome, I think it's good to have a friend there that knows what your limits are. So you can say, hey, there's 600 vendors here. There may be another vendor that has a better price that we can go look for as well. So let's come back. And sometimes you need someone to keep your head level.
Yeah, well, exactly. Because let's say Nick, maybe she goes, "Oh, it's shiny. I have to have it." No, back it down. Keep them. You gotta really. It's not hard to go in there and find one thing and drop $1,000 on it.
Right,
not hard
but
at all.
I can be very disciplined. I have
exactly,
and that's just it.
Well.
I can be so disciplined. I can see pretty shiny stuff, and I'll say, "Oh, I'll come back to that." But Right now, I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm just very, OCD in that way. And then I have, a number one, a number two. And so I would go down the list.
I think I was pretty disciplined because, like I said, day 2, Gen X wasn't there. He had, his back was giving him trouble, so he went home. We were still sending pictures and stuff, and man, I was almost veering. I saw a 21 piece dollar. I'm like, "Ooh, I don't have that." I was like, "No, currency, go." Oh, there's a 30. Oh my God, Carson City. Your brain starts going because your wingman's not there. But I gladly pulled Uncle Robert with me. We were walking together looking for stuff. Oh, okay. Here's going to be a trivia question for the both of you. We found he had 2 of them, the $5 bills from, where they look, I don't know what you call it, the ones we grew up with, this shape, right? Okay. And then you remember the ones that when they came out, the new ones in the 90s, right? Okay. He had both of those. Both of them were serial number 1. And we're talking 000000001. Okay. Now let's go from the one that came out in, what was it, like 90, let's say 97. I don't remember the year. Let's see the closest without going over. How much do you think that cost? If you were to say, I'm interested in that, I want serial number 1 of a $5 bill. I mean, look, there's don't worry. I'm not going to poke fun at you.
Go very big on this one because,
I'm thinking thousands because it's the number 1.
I'm thinking like
so we're gonna make but Nick, your guest can go first.
But do I get to win something?
Well, I'm sending you a Fun Show coin. You win already.
I'm gonna say 1,600.
Alrighty. Stacking Surfer.
I'm gonna say $10,000.
$10,000. Well, Nick wins because he's the closest without going over.
I win.
Well, you do. But the thing is, I went in there and I said, I was looking like Uncle Robert going, what, $700? Man, he flipped that thing over. He said $3,600. I was just like, huh? The one thing I'm trying to learn, well, who gauges that serial number 1 is worth $3,600?
Well, it's what someone made that one up, right? Because there's only
one. Sure, yeah.
So someone made it up. Personally, I don't care as much about the serial number as the history of the bill, right? And the condition of it. So I would rather save my money and go get if I could get one of those bills for $100.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think the number 1 is being cool. That to me, because it's like
here's the thing.
1. It's something
where is the price guide that says serial number 1 is worth this? And what is serial number 2 worth? Because you got number 2, is it worth $3,400?
No, because it's not number 1.
But no, that's less. But is it $200 less or is it $500 less?
I wouldn't go for number 2. That's just it. This is my person. I wouldn't want number 2.
No, I get that.
So it wouldn't be worth 0. So, but I would offer him something, and if I didn't like that number, if they didn't like my number, we could part ways.
Sure, but I think the only place you're going to get a price discovery with that is from a heritage auction.
If you don't mind, Nick, if you scroll up a little bit, Hector's Interest in Coins has a trivia question saying, does anyone know the first mint on the North American continent?
I'm sorry.
But while we chat that, let's see everybody put it in the chat. But my big one is, I mean, like you said,
I do like shiny
Surfer,
coins.
I don't really care about the number. The only one I want to find a birthday note of my birthday. That would be cool. Other than that, I'm not really. Yeah. I've typed some in when you get a star note, that fancy serial number, and they go, it's kind of cool. I've never had one that goes, oh my God, you got a cool one. Who determines what is and what isn't cool? I don't know. I'm still learning.
I think that's in the eye of the beholder. It's whatever, because we all think something different is cool. And
how about this? The $500 bills, they were printed in 1932, or that's what the series is anyway. One guy, like I said, when I was looking at them, they were about $1,300. Well, he had serial number 1932 on a $500 note printed in 1932, and he was selling it for like $5,000. Like, why is that? I see. I don't understand the number game on the currency yet.
Right.
But I was like, well, because you have 1930, but that guy over there had serial number 1900, and he was selling it for $1,200. You know what I mean?
But I think it's like the same with the star notes, right? Like when people are chasing star notes or they're chasing a certain serial number or a pattern that's in there, to me, that's just something that has been created. It's a construct that's been created of something that becomes more collectible,
Mhm.
but it isn't the thing, right? It's a part of the thing. So the thing itself is, the date, it's the artwork on the bill, it's how many are there, how rare is it, and then it does add some rareability to it. I don't know if that's a word, but
It is now.
it is now. But here's it's the price discovery. Unless it's gone to auction at Heritage and it's sold for a certain amount of money, it's whatever you want to put on there for a price. So, I think it's great for a vendor to mark something up like that, right? For their pocketbook of being able to get some massive money out of it. But I think it's really, I would assume someone's going to negotiate the heck out of that thing, because what is it really worth? And, show me in the book where it says how much that's worth, and they're not going to be able to do it.
And that's the thing. It's like, I'm not a numbers guy. I know Gen X is. It's like, what are the odds of getting a number one bill? It's like, I mean, how many do they print? I mean, I think Gen X was doing something like they print the bills 3 times more coins or something like. And we were talking about it. He found it, or somebody did, and it's just like, well, it's like the currency's not as rare as the coins. I think it was. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just confused. Did you happen to see if there were good deals on vintage silver ingots? No, to be honest with you. The precious metals was not really on the game plan. Like I said, even though my ADD kicked in, I kept my tunnel vision towards that currency. The last day I did, like I said, I came home with a couple of the quarters I need for my book. I got 1932 PDNS finally this year. Now the last 6 quarters I need, they're going to cost me some money. I'm getting to the expensive stuff now. But there are so many people with, I mean, just like you would say, big chonker, stacker coins, and I mean, stuff you've seen online at the
Chunkamunkas, big coins. Yeah,
Chunkamunkas. Like you've said, there's 10-ounce bars and this bar and that bar. And I honestly think if you go to shows like this, you're going to get them cheaper, obviously, than you get online, because you can kind of haggle with those guys, because they bought it at whatever price they bought it. I don't know if they bought it at spot and stuff like that. There were last year when the first year one I think we bought a 10-ounce bar for like $280, I think. I don't even know what is 10 ounces going for now. I don't recall, because I was focused on currency. So I think honestly,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think honestly, big shows like this, it is so much easier to get better deals, because you can't call up APMEX and go, hey man, I'll give you 150 for it. What do you say? Not going to happen.
So I picked up a lot of deals at the Long Beach show that I went to earlier, and I'm looking forward to going to it this year. I picked up what was that, Nick? I think I had 8 walkers that I paid $8 for each.
Yeah.
And they're not in perfect shape, but the dates are there, and they're in decent shape. Maybe like an extra fine or a VF. I don't know. I don't know the exact rating. Maybe they're not quite that nice, but they were decent for what they were. And then we also saw at that show a handful of other coins, especially towards the end of the day, where people are just getting rid of them. So I picked up a bunch of maples, the 30-year for the Canadian maples, and I picked them up for $30, and they go for $60 on eBay.
That was good.
My wife Colleen, she picked up a couple of those
Good consultants.
the Buffalo Indian rounds, the 1 ouncers, not coins, just a silver round Buffalo round, $25 a piece. She got like
$25. Yeah, and you said that Big E also picked them up for about $25.
Yeah, it was
Buffalo rounds. Hi, Steve Woods.
So here's another
mentioned that. I'm sorry. Oh,
this is a really good deal too. If you're picking up like a 100-ounce Engelhard for $2,500, they'll really go for right around 3,000.
Wow.
But you had said, Gunny, that a lot of the purchasing and trades were actually happening amongst the group, not necessarily just at the show, right? I mean, but
that's why this one. Now look, and I say that with all due respect, Rain Noakes, I know you're here. When Rain Noakes shows up, he's going to be bringing stuff because, well, hey, I got this from Ray, and I thought about taking it out and putting it in one of the sleeves, but nah. That way, when this is my only one that I got in this hard case, I know I got this from Rain, though, so I'm probably going to stick it on top of my my $2 bills right
There
here.
you go. Yep.
And because last year, I swear, Ray might laugh. I think I probably spent, because I got that 6-ounce Fortuna Redux. Do you remember that, Nick?
I do. Yep.
It's a cylinder coin surfer.
I do.
Really,
Yeah.
really cool. By the way.
Really cool.
I bought that from them. And in my wife's case up top, there's 2 of those Planets and Gods coins. Bought those 2 from them. I spent a good portion of my money before I even went to the fun show with Ray.
Yes.
I'm just like,
Speaking
I want
Ray,
it. So I'm just shoveling out money.
Speaking of Ray, we have Azure Blue in the chat because I still have that Van Gogh in my head from the Coin Tribe auction.
But besides too, Ray is a bad influence because he
Super
got
bad
me into
influence.
those really, really cool, like that Fortuna Redux. It was a new type of die press because top and bottom and 4 sides, and there's all I'll show that maybe this Thursday, Nick. I'll show it on the Tribe for you.
Yes. I'd like to see that. But Ray is a bad
I call
influence.
him a bad influence because he costs me a lot of money when he shows me this stuff.
Exactly. Or he'll show me something that I didn't even know I want, but now I want.
Well, I didn't know anything about that
Exactly.
Fortuna Redux. I wanted, yes, I bought the 3-ounce. Then he had to show me they have a 6-ounce. I'm like, really, dude?
Right. So that's where he shows me stuff, and I'm like, oh, yep, I gotta have that now.
Yep.
Azure Blue says I have the Van Gogh sitting on my desk. And I don't know if Azure Blue knows this, but about 2 or 3 weeks after that auction, I was going down to in Portland, in South Maine, to visit my sister. And this car in front of me had this Maine license plate, and we all have custom plates up here or vanity plates. And on the plate it said Van Gogh. I'm like, oh, while I was driving. So freaking awesome! Glad to see you, Gunny. I love that.
Yeah. You don't get custom crayon plates, do you?
No, I do have a vanity plate, I have to say, on my own, but I won't tell you what the license plate says. But I do, not the one I purchased, but the one I have on my car.
I think I've heard, but hey.
I think Surfer has a package as well.
What? Are you going to do show and I don't want to be the only one doing show and tell today.
No, I haven't opened this. I'm like, I don't even know who this is from.
Oh.
I think I know what it is.
I do have a custom Maine one that I had sent too, but of course that's upstairs. And you do Blue Moon Bee. Mine's upstairs, and I put Patriots on mine. I do have a vanity. Yes, I do have a vanity plate. But
you got one too.
Oh, look at that. Let's see. That's sharp.
That's awesome.
So thank you, Nick. That's from Nick. Everybody,
You're
this
welcome.
is. So I had a package.
Because you
I have
remember,
no idea who sent
Nick,
this.
we made one for Big E. You and I were teaming on the phone. I gave it to him, and I'm gonna tell you what now. I can't wait till you meet that guy. Sweet individual. I know everybody said you're gonna call a guy sweet. Yeah, I am, because
He's so
Big
sweet. He's the nicest guy.
He's got a big heart. He's a friend everybody needs to have in their life. He's just a generous guy. Gypsy had to give him a bunch of back rubs, cook his breakfast. We don't want to talk about that.
Gypsy told me about that. That was funny. Gypsy's not with you guys, is he, Surfer?
No, he's not here. He hasn't been invited over yet. He's got to earn that one.
Be careful, man. I'm gonna tell you, he eats all the food in the house. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He's fun.
He's gonna have to win me over with some meals. I've heard about it. I've heard he can cook some meals.
Nick, we were talking about Gypsy wanting to cook. When we got home Sunday, I was like, all right, Gypsy, I'm going to the store. You're cooking. He's like, oh. Then after about 15 minutes, I was like, we're not cooking. He goes, thank God, because he was tired too.
He was tired. You guys wore him out.
Listen, he got a nap on the way home in the vehicle. We were sitting there watching TV. Next thing I know, my wife's in my face going, hello. I was like, whoa.
You fell asleep. Well,
Right
poor
out.
Colleen. So what we need to send her something and give her a gift for putting up with all you guys.
I did. I bought her a bunch of stuff, but that's not for me to show. That's her stuff. Maybe she'll come Thursday with us and show off what she got.
Well, I hope so, because I would like to see what she has to say.
I can't do it.
Well, I would really like to ask her because I want to hear what she has, her perspective of the trip. and hear all
Oh.
her stories.
Okay. She'll
I
say
do.
these
I
people
would
are
love to see
crazy.
her. And look, Blue Moon B says the same. And listen, what did you just say? Blue Moon just said that she agrees we need another woman's perspective.
There you go.
Okay. I mean,
Because because we all saw the guys coming out, and I was on the Coin Tribe show with them and trying to see what they got, and they broke open some sets for me, but we never did hear some of the ladies come out and talk.
who was there?
Rachel
at the time?
did. I think
CLMK was there. Ms. Behaven was there. Mark Scarlata, remember him? His wife was there.
Yes.
We met Rod and Rachel Lobaugh. I don't know if you've seen them.
I saw Rachel in the beginning of the program. Super nice people.
What an amazing couple of people those two are. They were just really cool. And that's Raymno's niece.
Mhm.
And Raymno, I don't know if he knows this, but Rachel and I exchanged phone numbers. So if she can't get a hold of you, I have to drive to Tampa, buddy. Just saying. But it was just, everybody that was there was just amazing people. Can, V Rose. Did Cuzzy come up there at all? Like for a minute, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, no. He didn't even come up. No, I just saw him when you guys were breaking open sets. That's the only time I saw him.
And of course, everybody's best friend, James Butler. What a guy.
Oh my gosh, what a guy. And Raymno said, grr.
You see that? Oh, because I got his niece's phone number. It's like, oh, well,
so
sorry, man.
And Gunny gave me permission to do this, but I'm going to be putting up a short later that I've made. Several of them. I'm going to do a little series on this because it's just great. But they broke open some sets, and it was like a symphony. I mean, the noise was amazing. Because how many people broke them at the same time?
Like five of them.
If not, well,
yeah,
maybe five plus Gunny.
5 minus Gunny. I didn't break mine.
Right. Well, I was counting you as the sixth person.
It's like I want to, Nick. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's wrong.
That gives me an idea, man.
Which one is that?
64.
Can I have the 64, Kennedy?
Well, sure, but
I'm just messing with you.
Okay, I was just gonna say because this was given to me. So on the stuff that's given to me,
you can't do that.
I can't give it away. No,
well, come on, zoom
I was
in
given
on yourself. I can't
permission.
do it.
So, and you remember, Department of Numismatics gave me these heavy duty scissors.
Now, is that the 64 accented here or the regular?
It's regular. I checked, but I still can't wait to get it under my scope. But no, this isn't the accented hair.
Well, come on, make yourself big. We got to see you do it.
Oh well, I don't want to drop them. So, and
she does this.
I do keep this in the package. That's the only thing that stays in the package.
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't want to touch the penny though. So you guys are seeing I'm putting it over here. And I wish, I can't touch it. I don't have any room up here. Okay, so I didn't touch it. Oh, but this reminds me, I wish I was going to show this Saturday. We're having Silver Heist on. We're going to be on the channel. And look what I got.
What is that?
What is that?
Box.
Oh.
And this is, I think Sean sends these to Heist, and he does is it Christmas? It's a Christmas show, and you pay $60 and a silver.
Well, that's just cool.
Yeah, you should have seen this maple I got as well. So anyway, this was my first time, and look at the box I picked out.
All right.
It's even got warnings on it, Nick. What does it say there?
Oh, cancer and reproductive harm. And, and this
no one's looking for silver in there, Nick. They're gonna think it's just cigars. It's a great hiding place.
Yeah, but look why it's got the cancer warning label on there. Can you see it?
Wait, almost. Don't move it.
I don't know. It's probably because the state of California. So
it's the state of California.
Yeah.
But I'll bring my maple down. It's the 2019 maple. And so anyways, and it's such a pretty box.
It's like those old cigar boxes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And so there were several different boxes and you could choose from different numbers and it was fun. And I got a really cool coin too. So
Continue.
okay.
Yeah,
Cutting.
Yeah, let's see the coin.
Oh, well, I can't. Okay, so this is the penny.
Hey, Rayno, I got you, buddy. I have a 64 accident here for you, my friend. Ooh, look at it. That is like blast red, ain't it?
I know. These are nice. These, okay, so here's the Kennedy. Taking me a little longer because I'm not used to cutting them open anymore. Ooh, this is a good looking Kennedy.
Pretty proof.
But see, you know what? It does. It's got a little film. You see that circle around it?
Well, it's been sitting in cellophane for
Exactly,
60
people.
years, yeah.
Oh no.
Exactly. This is why we take them out of the plastic because of that nastiness around it.
Is this why we crack them open?
Yep,
Behind our-
100% it is. I mean, look at that. That's from that plastic.
So what does that do to its value now?
Oh, it ain't worth $20.
Well, you're not going to get an MS-70.
No.
Oh,
You got the dime. Ha ha ha.
Huh.
That came out fast.
There's more silver for you right there.
Yep. And let's
Which
see.
is that? Which remember, that's the last year of the silver dimes and quarters.
Yep. And let's see the quarter.
and Nick, before the show's out, I have a challenge for you tonight before we end.
Okay. Okay.
Just remind me.
Okay. See, look what that plastic does. Look at the color. Just, ugh.
That's a wicked cool quarter.
It is a wicked cool quarter. And then there's the regular nickel.
Oh no.
And it's really like toned and stuff because from this stupid plastic. Oh, here we go. This came out easy too.
So Nick, I heard OC Stacker was found
Okay.
was talking to you about coming out to Long Beach. Is that a possibility?
Yes, because you invited me to come to your house.
Uh-oh.
Remember? You said I could. Now you're on camera
Oh no, what is she doing?
because you invited me. You invited myself and my family to come out to California. So I'm going to take my husband and my daughter, and we'll get a dog because that'll be fun to travel with a dog. And we're going to go to your house.
Yeah, I've done that before. Travel with the dog. It's really fun.
And if he turns us away, he goes, you can have my Marriott points.
You know what was funny? I don't know if Gypsy did it. He was going around asking everybody, "Hey man, can I get your points for your room?" I don't know if he actually did it, but he was talking about it. I was like, "Hey man, go ahead, you can have mine. I don't care."
So I told him, I said, if we can't come spend the night in your house, and we'll just bring the RV and we'll park it in front of the house.
Nick, you come out here with your family. We will hook you up. We will figure something out. I've got special discounts with Marriott and Hilton, so I can get stuff like at employee prices. So
Now, are you out on the beach, surfer, or what?
I'm like 10 minutes inland.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm as close as I can afford to get to the beach. I'll put it that way.
Well, because I remember I did some security duty out there in Newport Beach on some of those houses that were off the the mountains and all that stuff. Dear God, have mercy. Wow, that was so cool out there.
It is so cool. So when you guys see me down like the pier I'm walking on and stuff in my videos, that's about 10 minutes from my house.
Okay.
And we have a great place. This is a little town that really has not been discovered until COVID because we're smack dab in between LA and San Diego. We're about an hour 15, hour 20 without traffic, 3 hours with traffic. So no one can live here and commute into those cities. We're too far.
So you're north of Ocean Slime, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Azure Blue has over 1 million Marriott points, but I told him if we can't if I can't stay at
donate to the Nick Fund.
Guys, stop.
if I can't stay at Surfer's house, then I want to stay at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
All right, Nick, I have a challenge. Is West Texas Stacker in here?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, well, you got to say that you're in here, West Texas Stacker. I'm not doing this challenge, but
Yes, I got that, Steve, but I don't take no for an answer usually. I'm not
West
good at it.
Stacker's in here. Tell me you're in here, and I've got a challenge for Nick if he's in here. So we'll wait to see.
And then I figured, OC can, we could switch time between your house and OC's house. You're welcome, OC.
I told you I have a special place for you at my house. It's already built.
Yeah,
So here's my challenge for you, Nick.
sure.
All right, here's the challenge. You're going to love this challenge. This is going to be an exciting one for you.
Okay.
So this is my mullet.
Oh my God.
Oh man,
Hi, Yoke fan.
you're not a redhead, are you?
No, I'm not a redhead. I have brown hair, but it's light brown hair. The picture's just not the greatest. So my challenge to Nick is I'm showing a picture from, let's just call it freshman year in high school.
Let's just call it that.
So I am giving you a challenge. You're going to have to show a freshman year picture.
Oh, but I look the same, kinda. Seriously.
All right.
But I will do that.
West Texas Stacker did a video of his dog wearing this big wig with like this surfer talking about stuff.
Oh.
It was hilarious. And I think it came because I was talking about my mullet the other day. So he
seriously.
He challenged me to share my mullet picture.
I pretty much look the same, except the hair's just gotten blonder. That's the only thing. It's just gradually gotten blonder, but I pretty much don't look much different.
There you go. So that was for you, West Texas Stacker. There you go. That's my mullet.
Biggie, we were talking about you.
There he is, Biggie.
Biggie. I bet you. I haven't changed much since that. I mean, I have a little bit, but.
And then this is my Maui hat. So big shout out to Maui, you guys. It got trashed and destroyed in 2023, especially Lahaina Town. And that's a place that my family has been going to since I was about 6. And I'm just dashed from memories. We had to do, we did a lot of stuff to try to help some families get back in houses out there. And anyway, so I put on my Maui hat today just to kind of shout out to Hawaii and Maui. And for those of you guys that go out to Hawaii, it's time to start going back out and helping the people and get the tourism going again, because I know they're struggling with that.
100%. I believe in that. Yeah, that's good on you, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, Craig's family had to vacate from Maui when it happened. Oh my goodness.
It was horrible. And then there's all kinds of rumors and conspiracy theories that go around it. But the issue is, how do we get people back into their homes and in their businesses? One other thing I collect that I'll have to show you guys one of these days is scrimshaw. So I do have a scrimshaw knife collection, and the store that I bought it from is on Lahaina Main Street. It's gone. We're talking history from Whaling Town. Okay, I know we don't love whaling right these days, but these are things that were grandfathered in, and they were basically hard to find. It's history. It's gone. It all burned up.
Oh, there we go. Dragons.
Dragons, welcome.
It's good to see you. Long time no see.
Dragon Horse. Hey, Biggie, are you still in Florida? I don't know if he left yet.
So I believe she's in California, and Amy Harrell's in California.
Okay.
So anybody that's in California, you have to come out and see us at the Long Beach show, unless you are in San Francisco area, Bay Area. But still, you should come down and do it anyway. Are we gonna have a booth out there?
Yes.
We're working on getting the booth out there, so we're gonna do some
Really?
fun stuff, and I will do some social media stuff around there. We're giving out silver and stuff too. We're gonna make it fun, and we're gonna drive some attendance there, as well as do some fun competitions.
So if you come up and give the secret handshake, we get a free 1 ounce coin.
I'm working on a few things.
No, don't answer it.
We'll figure out what it's going to be, but it's going to be.
If you answer that question, people are going to show you this video. Look, man, you said it on YouTube. We don't want that.
Yeah, so I can't tell you exactly. I'm working with some social media people to figure out how to do it right, to track some
That's
stuff.
awesome.
We're going to do some fun things. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Excellent.
Azure Blue made a joke. It said Oprah in The Rock will save Maui.
Yeah,
and it's too bad too. I mean, isn't The Rock from Maui? Is he not from Maui?
Well, I believe he is Samoan.
I think he's Samoan, so I don't know if he grew up.
Oh, okay. And I thought he was, but then Oprah owns a lot of property over there.
Oprah keeps buying property, and she
okay.
Yeah, so it's a little. He also got a blue roof. I'll leave it at that. So
shocking.
Her places did not.
Awesome. Thank you for posting all of these.
One thing I will share with you guys real quick on the Maui stuff. There is a huge banyan tree. It's the largest in North America, and I don't know that it's the oldest, but I believe it's the largest, and it takes up like an acre. and half of it got scorched, but it looks like the tree is still alive. Like there's some really cool, and that is where the King Kamehameha lived, and it was sacred ground. And so a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
that area got torched. So we're not just talking like some
Pennies on
shock
the dollar.
damage. We're talking about history, kings. We're talking about a lot of things that are sacred to the Hawaiian people that are out there. So
Yeah.
there was a lot. Yeah.
That
Well,
was
we
tough because when I was still working with my previous company, we have people, like I said, we were remote workers that they lost a bunch of their land. I think they said they were, correct me if I'm wrong, if it's out in Maui, pistachio farmers out there. I think they had something.
Macadamia nut.
Macadamia.
Maybe that sounds
Yeah.
better. They lost a lot of that land. And that was, I mean, you got to think what generations upon generations have that land, you know?
They used to do a lot of pineapples too. I don't think they do nearly as many pineapples as they used to do on that island, but you know, it's always an issue, right? Tourism is a big business for Hawaii, but at the same time, it brings with it a lot of other issues. And that land has become so expensive. It's kind of like where I live here. I don't know how my kids can stay here.
Right.
You know, I don't even want to tell you the price of a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo because you people will freak out.
You know, I don't doubt
Why
you.
is it higher?
You know, I looked into what the land, you know, I inherited this, but you know, it wasn't for free. I'll tell you that. And inheritance ain't never free. I don't care what anybody tells you. But if you bought 10 acres, my parents bought it in 1987. I think they paid $30,000 for 10 acres of land. And I am highly interested in buying the 10 acres next door until I found out that it costs $130,000 now for 10 acres, just the land, you know, and it's only going to go up because they're building, they call it the Veterans Expressway. They're pushing it further north towards us. And it's like, man, our property's going to shoot up. And I look at my son and I go, well, he probably got a good idea. They popped smoke and left Florida and went up to North Carolina and found a beautiful home, good price. I mean, not like you said, your kids are these apartments. They're talking about spending what, $1,500 a month in Florida. I don't even want to know what they're paying out there in California, man. You know, it's crazy.
I don't know of a place that you can buy that's not in a completely destroyed, like unsafe area of Los Angeles. Yeah. You can even pay that much for.
Well, but if they knock it down and rebuild it, that's just going to make it even more money. You know, it's just, you can't afford it.
It is. And so in California, the governor made a law, I want to say it's 2 years ago, where any zoning residential, you can knock down the building and put a 3-story like apartment complex in or building. Like, so technically if we have a forest fire, my house burns down, I could put this monstrosity in the middle of a neighborhood. I mean, the neighbors will want to kill you, but
here's the problem. There's probably 3 million reasons why you can't, right? Yeah. The money you would have to spend to build it.
So, but you could go vertical. It'd be a little bit better for things. So what stops people from not accidentally burning down a neighborhood so they could turn it into, you know, multifamily housing and other stuff? I don't think it would be
one of those things. Hey, I know a guy. All right, I'll send the guy over.
You know a guy.
Just come to Maine. Well, nah, don't come to Maine.
This is not financial advice, guys.
No. It amazes me. Like, obviously, here we are talking about coin and currency, but you got to factor in, you know, obviously the economy booming and all. I mean, I wouldn't call it booming, whatever you want to call it, but who can afford these things these days? The generation like my children, I look at my 17-year-old daughter and go, where is she going to live?
With you?
Well, a lot of softy, you know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the kids are though. They're staying home. They're staying with their parents more so.
They're having to, but a lot of this is due to the money supply, guys. Like, you know, why is gold sitting at almost $21,000 right now? When, you know, I was looking at some videos from 2 years ago, and a lot of people are talking about gold's just $1,400. It's, you know, how did it go up from $1,400 to $2,100 in 2 years? Well, it's the same reason a lot of properties have gone up by 50 to, you know, 100%. And the reason is because we printed. Well, you lost purchase power. I mean, well, you didn't get rich.
I mean, I have a backup plan. I'm going to win the lottery. Well, in my dreams, right? But it's scary, man. Because I know the wife and I talk about selling this place because she had a home prior to, you know, us getting married. So technically, we own 2 homes together. But it's like if we sell them both, oh, we're going to be sitting pretty, but we still have to buy a home somewhere else.
Mm.
For sure. So like property tax, let's talk property tax just for a second here. So, my preference would be to have no property tax. So you could pay a house off, you could own it free and clear, and you never have to worry about your family losing it. Property tax brings a whole new aspect into it. Here in California, we have a law in place that makes it so that your property tax is locked in and it can only go 1% up a year. So my house has doubled in price, but my property tax only went up 1%. If it had gone up, it's about 1.25% of my value. If it had gone up that much, I would be having to sell my house and leave. I couldn't afford it.
No, and I get that because
Country don't have that, and they've just had their property go up. And if you're a retired person and you don't have the ability to make more money and you're on fixed income,
well, we got something we call it in Florida. They call it homesteading when you get your property taxes. My mother and father had it. I think it was roughly $800 a year for the 10 acres. Now that it got put into my name and the other house is homesteaded, this one is not, because I don't know if we can do two. I don't think so. For this 10 acres, it's $4,000 a year for property taxes, which is nothing compared to a place like where you live. And it's what? How big compared to 10 acres?
You went up more than 4x on that.
What's that?
That went more than 400% up, right?
Yeah.
800 to 4,000.
But the good news is you can move out of California and you can move on the East Coast because you have a company that you work for that's on the East Coast, so you don't have to pay those California taxes.
That's more complex question,
You're
but
welcome.
I do.
You're welcome.
Florida is a place I would maybe consider to go to, and a few other states, but
it would be a lot better than the
it is. I mean, we're gonna
California taxes. I'm sure
you pay anywhere between 8 and 14% state income tax. I mean, I am taxed to the hilt. I pay about 50% in taxes.
Yeah.
Well, like Metal Dragon said last week, if you want to go broke, move to Maine. And that's no joke. Cost of living.
So, and I'm creative. I have accountants. I pay accountants to help me with stuff. I have side businesses and other things that are going on too, and I still get stuck with it. And a lot of my income's W-2'd, so I don't even have a choice. It's already siphoned out.
Oh yeah.
What I pay for in cost of living and taxes here is the safety that my daughter went to school, and we have small towns, small schools. Where you're not getting all that in California. No traffic. We have a lot of perks that we're paying for.
Well, Surfer, I will tell you this. There are 10-acre lots as far as the eye can see out here where I'm at. I mean, it's what some people are thinking of, but it's like you sell that place, you just got to spend $110,000 to buy the land. Well, now you got to dig a well, you got to put power on it. Now you got to build a house. It's like, building houses isn't even as cheap as it used to be.
Hi, E1337 collection.
I think my mom and dad said when they built this place, it was just at $100,000 to build it. You ain't building a house for $100,000 anymore.
I think you would build a house for under 400,000, 500,000.
Well,
that's about what the costs are these days.
We all know Uncle Robert, Nick. He has himself a big giant RV and he just goes around. He ain't got a thing in the world to worry about. I listen to what he's doing. I go, man, that is not a bad idea. Now, problem is I have 3 dogs and 5 cats I don't want to get rid of to do that. You know what I mean? So there are restrictions, but if you're able to do that, I'm like, not a bad idea. I mean, I don't need a big house. I mean, I need it simple. Now, what I want though, I like the idea of the land that I got. I don't have neighbors. I can go shoot guns in the backyard. Nobody's going to care.
That's the same here. We could, just have, target practice out in the backyard, or
but don't you have alligators running in your backyard?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I thought you had somebody had alligators in their backyard.
I have all the deer and
deer, turkeys, all that stuff.
Turkeys, it's like National Geographic here.
Yeah.
But no, my in-laws live in Waycross, Georgia, which is
there ain't no alligators in Maine. I don't want to.
No, but they do. You can go to that state park in the swamp right there, and right in the parking lot, you're going to run into a gator if you're not careful. Yeah.
However, I think gators would make great guard gators for your precious.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But I think
a great idea. If I move to Florida, I am totally going to just put a safe in the middle of a field.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Kelly Ray, what'd Kelly Ray say? Kelly Ray, what? Sorry, I didn't mean you guys to stop talking. I was just talking out loud.
Oh, yes, and I do. We have bears. We have a bear den. I mean, yes, you're gonna run into a black bear, but no gators. But Florida is becoming, what, pythons, full of pythons.
They have a topless donut shop up there. Metal Dragon says.
It's not in my area.
Well, I'm not going to go because God knows I won't eat my donuts if I see what I'm thinking I'm going to see.
I don't know where he's seen that because I've never heard of that. But
don't even go there.
I would don't even. No, I know what you were thinking.
I don't think anybody. Yeah, I don't know. But here we have coyotes. So we have coyotes and mountain lions.
Lakewood Ranch, yeah.
So every once in a while, a mountain lion will be seen in the park, which will totally kill anybody. If anybody gets in front of a mountain lion, you're just done. They'll just bite your head off. And then the coyotes, what they do is they fetch your dogs and cats out of the backyard. So there are no cats around here. So we have a major field mice. So I had a mouse die in my dashboard of my minivan, and when they took it out, it did about $8,000 of damage to the car. And normally you'd have cats, so the field mice aren't anywhere, but the coyotes eat them, and they're protected.
Like here, because of our cats, there's no mice in this house. At one time, my parents did. Now we got the cats. There was also problems with possum, raccoons, and all that stuff because of our dogs. We don't have that. But the problem is, those are your security for those little varmints. Well, them things cost a lot of money to feed and take to the vet, so it ain't exactly free,
I know. Polly Buck in the house. Welcome.
Good to see you, Polly.
Raymond says he hasn't seen a python, but they're in the Everglades and they're kind of moving and creeping up a little bit closer north of Florida. And because, if you have seen National Geographic, the super snakes are calling them.
So I need to clarify things. The surfers wait. So, it is not rocking. Look, I told my wife, I said, do not get the minivan. Let me get you something else. And now 2 years into it, she's like, I don't want the minivan. I'm like, you're stuck with it for another 8 years.
Baloney. No, you said it was your minivan, not the wife's minivan. So she's probably driving the car. She's driving the Subaru and you're driving the minivan. Oh, I can so see it. I could so see you in a minivan with a mullet. With a mullet. Yeah.
It is so horrible.
Yeah. I can see it.
So minivans are great when you have kids in car seats. After that, get rid of them.
I never had a minivan and I had kids in car seats.
Well, how many kids did you have in car seats? I had three under three. Did you have 3 under 3?
No, I didn't, but I would have just put them in the Tahoe.
The van? What are we saying?
You would have, because the Tahoe is just as big as a
right.
van.
We're going to do a van auction right now. Who wants a minivan? Can I start? We're going to start this at $1. I'm just kidding.
Well, now we know it's
hold on, Surfer. Hold on, Surfer. I'll start bidding with this.
Okay, there you go. If it was a $500 bill, we could start talking.
Man, see, and then now we'll get back into the coins and currency. What we all came here for? What? Now I love getting on sidetracks because it's just fun because it shows that we're just a bunch of big kids still. But now that you saw what we all saw and what we all talked about on the fun show, and what currency strikes your interest initially, other than the one that that was your grandmother's and stuff like that? It's like, what are you thinking of?
I'll tell you, $500 bill. I have my heart on that too. So I was at Liberty Coins. I was at Liberty Coins in Huntington Beach, California, and I saw their $500 bill, and it was graded. And then I saw the price, and I was like, crap.
What was the price on that one?
I want to say it was somewhere between $1,500 and $1,800. Does that sound about right?
Graded?
Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe it was a lot higher than that.
Okay. I was like, damn. Well, damn. Okay. Well, okay. Well, so
do you remember OC? No. They had a $500 bill at Liberty.
Hi, Seymour.
I didn't see it.
So you're interested in
bill is one. The other one I would like to get different bills that are silver certificate.
Like, okay, I've done that. So yeah, that's cool.
And then for me, I'd like to chase after some of the US, if you go into the 1800s, had all kinds of crazy banks all over the place. So I would love to look for some old banknotes. And then Silver War is something that I'd have some interest in too. So for me, history is history.
We have Confederate notes. My wife likes those. The Confederate notes, those are really cool.
I'd like to get those. So to me, it's history. So look, I have old $100 bills. I have old $1 bills. I have old $5 bills. Whatever I can find from the bank that's old, that's in good shape, I'll pick it up. I'll even try to go through what they have. I do have $100 $2 sequential bills that are right off the press that I ordered from the mint, from the bank for $200.
That's what I got. Yeah.
I've got it in my safe. And so now that you say, hey, put it in a case, I'm going to look for that. If I can find a case for that, I'll totally do it.
I'll tell you what, I'll get your email address from Nick and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So that's what I'm looking at from bills, because here's my belief. I think they're getting rid of cash. So a couple beliefs. I think we're going to have 5 banks at some point in the future. Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. I think if you look at every other industry they've consolidated, we have 4,500 banks. We only have like 4 or 5 major airlines. We only have maybe a dozen healthcare companies. We only have like 2 big box stores. You know, I mean, they have different versions of it, but they're Walmart or Costco for the most part. And I guess Target, so 3, right? I think banks are going to consolidate. I think they're going to get rid of cash at some point. And so to me, all of this is history that I want my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids to be able to have, be able to put their hands on. So that's one of the things that I'm chasing from a collectible standpoint.
So what I'm collecting is 1s, 5s.
See, that was what I was gonna have
20.
a caveat really quick, Nick. I said, well, since I took over the show asking a Q&A, I may as well ask our host, hey, Nick, what bills do you want?
So those are all the bills I want, you know, hundreds preferably. Ones, you know, that spend really easily. Those are the ones I want.
Well, here's the thing.
Hundreds.
In this series, they also make a $100 note. Now it's funny, you know how they got all the pictures that got, you know, usually you see them from an angle like this. It's got Ben Franklin, you know, the side portrait. I'm like, oh my God, I need that in my life. So that's one. I'm sorry, Nick, but you said you want like one of every denomination, eh?
Right. And I want to collect them and I want to stack them like that. So I want stacks of them. So if anybody wants to be sending in things, that's what I want.
Here's my stack left over from the fun show.
Yeah, my husband.
Do you hold on to these bills or the ones from the 90s?
Oh yeah, I got those.
Okay.
I want all of them, and so I'll just go, you know, in my husband's wallet, and you know, that's where I'll start the collection.
Okay.
I do have a question for you, Gunny.
Sure.
Like who was telling us about that?
But no, somebody just asked Seymour. No, I'm in the cellar and I'm freezing right now. It's starting to get cold.
Now remember, I'm not a currency expert.
So I heard the other day that this is the Federal Reserve is on this side, and then there's this line, and then this basically represents a gold-backed currency that may be coming in the future at some point. I don't know much about that. I heard that as a thing the other day, but it's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know where this symbolism is coming from with this being gold all of a sudden, and it's never been that way on our bills before.
Well, I'll tell you what, Polar Currency, if somebody will put his link back up, and I know you giggle, Nick, but he went over, he does, if you go to the bottom of his channel and start with his bills, I think, Surfer, I think he went through that. So you're almost going to like, he's just going to get some more analytics. And I'm going to go back there and watch those again because he did go through what all these things are on the currency. And I was like, damn, I want to know that now too. So,
and they want to know if you'll take Sean wants to know if you'll take Venmo for the van. Will you deliver the van? Will you deliver the van?
I'm selling you a van, Sean. That's not the car you need. You need a cooler.
But he needs a car. He needs a car right now. This is being
the van still got a little bit of life in it. What the best thing I ever did with that van is I got an extended maintenance warranty on that thing, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago. So I paid like $1,000 for like the first 60,000 miles of warranty. That was the best deal I've ever paid.
What kind of van do you have?
It's a Honda Odyssey.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Now, somebody just put up the red $2 bills.
Yes, Amy Harrell did.
I got a stack of those they were my grandmother's. Just a bunch of those things. They're stuffed in a box, but it's like, well, they're just cool, you know. I like
the van. You can go camping in it.
Not that kind of van.
Wait, Nick, you just did the Eddie Murphy laugh. I've never heard that from you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm getting cold.
I saw a short the other day that I had to show my wife, and there's two of them. One of them is where they have a whole panel of people I think it's in Great Britain, where they brought people that have laughing disorders.
Oh my God, I've seen that.
And as one of them laughs, it messes up the rest of them, and they all can't stop. And it sounds like it's crazy.
Listen, it sounds like you need to just sit there and just
in
go.
a van down by the river. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And then the second one I'll share with you guys, there was another one where it was people that had vocal cord damage in the host.
Oh my gosh. I mean, should we be laughing at these people that are like laugh challenged?
You don't laugh at the person, okay? You laugh at
I don't know now.
Laugh at the situation. So here's why it was funny. The host was trying really, really hard, okay? So the person came on with a mousy type voice, okay?
No,
and he was losing it. But after about 3 minutes, he pulled himself together. And the next person's voice, it sounds like Batman.
Was that something European?
It was.
I think I've seen that one too.
And the host lost
the Twilight Zone right now. Are we in Star Wars?
People are their voice. It's the host. The host could not hold it together.
Listen, you think that host couldn't hold together? If I had a camera and you watched me watch that, I was crying, man.
I'm just telling you. So it's not making fun of people, guys. It's the situation.
No.
Deal with it.
But I'm gonna tell you what. I like your sense of humor. Wait, what?
What is she?
Never mind. I could see usually Gypsy Wolves, when I'm picking on Gypsy Wolves, he's usually like this or like this, and it's so much easier.
You know what's funny? You sent him a link and he never came up.
No, he's probably mad at me right now.
And I'll give you $2 for each one of the red notes.
Gypsy Wolves, if you're listening, don't be mad at me anymore.
I don't even know how many I got, man. I'll look it up, man. I mean, part of it's sentimental because they were my grandfathers, they were my fathers. After that, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I don't show all my stuff and tell everybody because I'm trying to sell them. It's part of the collection. It's like, you know, we all like. Oh, and I don't know if I told you, Nick. I did get a Carson City Morgan once again for my book. It was in 1883. You know, all that. Like I said, I know for a fact that I will never, ever, ever fill my Morgan book with everything, but I'm going to try. Because some of those Carson Cities are just so expensive. And that one New Orleans. But I did come home with an 83 Carson City. I think it was around.
You guys, I'm really doing well at very small hometown auctions right now.
We gotta start talking in the green room so I can start learning how to do that. You know how many retirees are down here in Florida? I need to get on this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, because, you know, I told Gen X about one that I've been and it's starting to get bigger now. So I'm not able to. So now one I'll have to move on from. But it was a small hometown one in Michigan that I was visiting quite often and finding some nice stuff. You know, like that's where I was finding the Tiffany's jewelry that I've been reselling. And so I know you guys are looking at these big shows, but we can't forget these, you know, small auctions.
Oh, no.
Yep.
You know, and you know, I'll give you a little hint. Wait, Gunny, you got to have some $2 bills for me and Air Force vets. Amy, I might. Anyway. Gen X and I were talking. You know, he was at my house, and you know, all the stuff I've collected over the years. And I won't say it was stupid because I like them. They were the NASCAR diecast cars. They were the 124 scale ones, right?
Yep.
Must have paid, you know, $60 a piece for them if you bought them new. $20, $30 on eBay. Well, you go on eBay and look what they're selling for, $25, $30, you know, maybe. And Gen X goes, how many you got in there? I said, 300 or 400. He's like, whoa. But he also said, what are you going to do with those? I said, nothing.
Good night, namaste.
Well, he literally looked at those. He goes, that's your $500 bill right there.
I was just going to say, because I've been seeing those at auction too. And they've been putting them up for like one at a time even. And they're going for a good bit of money.
So it's like,
I had to look
if they're just going to sit in the garage or the shed, might as well get rid of them. So I was like, well, come the summertime fun show, maybe I'll get it. We'll see.
But I'm not.
Depending on how much I make, I may just skip over to 500 and get the 1,000. We don't know.
Oh, where's my? Oh, it's upstairs.
Well, here's what I'll say though, Gunny. When you get a 500, when you get 1,000, I want you to come back on the show and we want to see that.
100%.
Oh, he'll be before then, I'm sure.
I'm just saying,
look, I can keep a secret. I really can. So if I get it, it'll be one of those.
You
We'll
can't
see.
keep a secret. Yes, you
Oh,
can.
oh,
I'm
oh.
teasing.
Wait
I'm
a minute. I
teasing.
don't know what. I don't even remember where you work, so that's good. So I don't remember. It's one of those. Hey, what does Nick do for a living? I don't know.
We don't know.
I really I don't know.
I don't know. Yes, I do garage sales. So okay, so
You do that.
okay, so I'm going to be having some shorts soon come up on the channel of Gunny and all of their fun that they were having at the fun show. Well, mainly
Wait,
the fun I was
there's
having.
more than one.
Yeah, there is more than one, you guys.
Oh my
But
god!
but it's me. It's my fun that I was having with them at the fun show. So
Are we gonna cue the eye roll?
no, but can you redo your icky moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Not,
moment.
not now.
Do it again. Do it again.
No,
Just
I'm
give
not,
us
see, if you
just give
put
us
me on the
that
spot. You
teaser.
put me on the spot. I really can't do it.
Okay.
I can't do it.
I think that's the way it goes.
But Nick, I was going to ask you something else too. Like, one thing I'm seeing right now is it seems like
Mama.
more people are unloading things that they have of value right now.
Mhm.
They're, inflation hasn't stopped. Okay, it might have gone from a 20% growth down to like a 4 or 5% growth, but it's still a lot higher than what we used to have at close to 0 or 2.5%. So I'm finding that people are running out of money and they're hawking or selling anything they have that's from grandma or from grandpa or from their parents. And, a lot of people really don't know the value of things.
Right.
I'm not saying anybody should take advantage of anybody, but what someone wants to sell you something for is usually the value that they want to get out of it. But I think garage sales over this summer could be amazing. I think more people the pain's going to still be felt.
Well, that is true. And my advice is though, if people are going to be selling grandmas or something that's of value, do not sell it at a garage sale. Go to an auction. Send it.
Sell. Don't sell at a garage sale.
Yeah, don't sell at a garage sale. Hi, Crazy Jim. Don't go. Get a value on it. Have it appraised if it's a value, so you can get the most for it. But again, going to a garage sale is a great way to pick up, we'll say, some coins or some mint sets that you want to crack open, and you might find that gem. But I wouldn't, bring grandma's collectibles to the, or put in the garage sale.
I definitely would not do that.
And another way,
would get your stuff appraised. Find someone that can help you appraise what you have before you sell. And if you're looking to buy stuff at a garage sale, it's probably good to bring, like a red book with you, or at least.
I would just at a garage sale though. It's probably so cheap. I wouldn't even take a red book with me. I would just buy them all.
I know, but I'd bring it and leave it in my car just in case there's something that you're looking at that someone does put a little bit more value on. And then you look for it, right? You're going to find deals at some places, other places you're not. And garage sales can be virtual too, right? There's Craigslist, there's Facebook, there's other places you can go where you can find stuff that's out there. So look for that as well.
Another place too, and there's a lot of towns, and I'm sure in California you have these, but you can go to Goodwill or the Salvation Army, and where my daughter found a Louis Vuitton bag at a Goodwill, and she purchased it, and she resold it herself. But it was real, and she knew that because all these kids on TikTok, they know everything now. But she looked it up and she realized that's what that bag was, and it just happened to get it off the coast of Maine, where there's some money down there. So go look at Goodwill.
See, Goodwill for coins?
Huh?
Goodwill for coins?
Well, they do have Salvation. I think it's the Salvation Army website where you can go get coins. Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Steve Hampton was telling us about it.
But you're going to find stuff like you may find things that are like sterling silver jewelry or like that there too.
So like Gunny, that's where I've been. A lot of like these salt and pepper shakers here are 95 sterling silver, or even like candelabras that I've been picking up lately too. That I've been getting dirt cheap at yard sales. You can get that stuff at yard sales or even Goodwill. And people don't realize that's, forks and spoons. If you want to stack silver, that's a good place to.
Okay. Okay. All right.
People
Now,
are buying.
The other thing
now,
is,
Surfer, do you have one of those Sigma testers?
I do. I've got one right over here. So the other thing I would say too, guys, is
Thrift
it's one thing
stores.
to buy stuff.
Absolutely.
It's one thing to buy stuff at fire sale prices. Like you may not care to necessarily search everything if you're paying like a few dollars for a whole jar of change,
Mhm.
But when you're looking at and you think it's real silver potentially in its coins, I would definitely have a Sigma or at least a ping tester.
Gotcha.
Able to test it and make sure that you're not overpaying for stuff, because sometimes you may go to a place and they know that it's silver and they may say, or they think it's silver and they may say, okay, I heard silver's $25, a coin, so I'm selling them for 25, but you still want to check them and make sure it's real.
Sure.
But
Because
what's
I'll tell you, I don't
store
know
you
who
gonna
it
go
was.
to that they're going to sell something that's not real, though?
Well,
They might not know.
here's my take too, because when we're at the coin show, I think it was the first year we were there, somebody we were with, I don't want to drop names, get this wrong, but apparently they were going to buy a silver or gold, I don't remember what it was, and they busted out the tester to test it, and then the dealer's like, what, you don't trust me? They were like, here, take it, I ain't buying nothing from you, man. I was like, well, what do you, hey,
now
you're
at a
buying
coin
something
show,
of
that's
gold,
different for
that's
me.
an
At a coin,
investment, man. Yeah, I want to make sure it's real.
at a coin show, that's different for me because
But no, but it's like, look, you don't know, I don't know
No,
that
that's what I
guy's sitting
mean.
across
I
the
would think
table.
a storefront would be more liable than, we'll say, somebody that has a booth at a coin show.
I mean, you can't trust anybody, honestly.
Goodwill has no liability with what you buy from there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, now don't get me wrong. If those people are caught selling fakes, trust me, they will get hauled out of there, But it's one of those.
Yeah.
Look,
Totally,
you're going to
totally.
spend $2,000 on a piece of gold. You better test it. I think that's the smartest thing to do.
But we'll just say that they could say, okay, well, I'm going to sell a real one today, now, and then a fake one, and they could
Sure.
alternate back and forth. Doesn't mean they're going to get caught either.
Not hard to counterfeit a slab in a. You can print off the.
Oh my
the
gosh,
label.
and they're
It's not
getting
hard.
so much better on.
How do you know if this is real? How do you know if this is actually a real $100 bill? I've seen there's a guy that does these from Las Vegas that does movie prop money that looks pretty darn real.
Well, you have that pin, and there's other ways that you can. There's a lot of security features in those new $100 bills
too. So let's say you set up a booth at a coin show, you better have a way of checking that the cash is real.
Here's an example. I found somebody on Instagram that some channels that people sell coins and currency and all that. Somebody sent me a link that said, Gunny, they're selling a $500 bill. They were selling it for $700. And I'm going, cool. And I told the guy, will you invoice me? He goes, yes. He goes, I only do friends and family. I go, wait a minute. If you sell me a fake bill, what's my recourse? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I told the guy right there, well, I'm out, man. I don't know you from Adam. He goes like, well, I got 20,000 subscribers. Yeah, 20,000 people you don't know. I don't know who you are. So my thing was, if you're going to send me something, I want a true invoice. That way I can go get it tested. If it's fake, I can go to PayPal and say, this dude just sold me a counterfeit bill.
Well, yeah, you have a receipt of it. But I know a banker that has told me that they're counterfeiting more $1, $5, and $10 bills more so than $20 and $100 bills, because they know if you pass those at a store, they're more likely to check it with a pen. Whereas $1, $5, $10, they're not going to be so out to check it.
Oh, gee, every time I hand a $100 bill to somebody, they bust that marker out. I'm like, oh.
And usually they pass, it's usually real, but that's why they're counterfeiting the $1, the dollar, the $5, $10. Makes sense, though, right? Because they're not going to check that if they're a small denomination.
You think about it, before they changed our currency, do you know our currency in the United States was the most counterfeited money in the world?
It's kind of still is, I believe.
I mean, I don't know, but I remember they found printing machines in Iraq that were from the 60s and all that. They had the plates and everything.
Yeah. And it may take them a minute to catch up, but they catch up quickly. I mean, especially with all these printing and presses, and I mean, they're so easy. You could, not easy enough for me to do it, but.
Well, so here's a question that comes up too. So there's a lot of safety features on a $100 bill. To counterfeit this is not easy to do.
Cosmic creations.
So if you're handling, I guarantee you, a lot of tellers could probably tell the moment if they're putting these through their hands from the feel. If you're not doing that very often, it's something you definitely want to be understanding how to check it better because you're not there. It's the same with looking at American Silver Eagles. I had a fake one that a friend gave me, and I drilled a hole in it. That thing looked pretty good. Now, it looked pretty good when I wasn't really paying attention. I couldn't tell the difference. Once I put it next to a real one, I noticed the flag was off. I noticed that all the lettering was just a hair bit thicker. So it was almost like someone took an American Eagle, pressed it into something, and then molded right over that and pressed them. And it looked really good. But my mom, my dad couldn't tell the difference.
Nick, it was somebody that was on the Tribe channel. God, it was a couple of years ago. I want to say his name was Matt. He was in one of the Asian countries and street vendors, and they spoke good English. He bought a couple Carson Cities from them. And apparently when he went back, they didn't speak English no more. They were, bought fake Carson Cities.
Again, though, I would never buy a Carson City Morgan overseas. I just wouldn't do that.
Well, I wouldn't either. And I literally told the guy, I said, what'd you pay for it? He said, $50 a piece. I said, even though you lost your behind, I said, I'll buy it from you. It never happened,
right.
But it was like, I just want to see it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, I have a couple fake
American Silver Eagles are the most counterfeited.
More like hey, Gunny, it's fake. I just wanted to send it to you and tell me what you think. As soon as I put it in my hand, I'm like, well, it doesn't even weigh correctly.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. It felt like
American Silver Eagles are the most counterfeited coin. I mean, sure. China is sending them over, and they're not even, counterfeiting them over in China. They're doing it here in the States.
Salivate Metal talked about they had a bust of all those ASEs and stuff like that. I was like, wow.
They have, but they're continually finding them. That's just they don't get smarter. They don't get caught. They're going to continually do it.
That's why I tell everybody, man, just it's the same thing. Like even though you're at a big fun show and Surfer was there, it's like, or you know what I meant. Man, you can't trust those dealers. I mean, there are some I've seen there 2-3 years in a row. Great people. I've bought from them again. Good stuff, quality stuff, but I don't know if some guy's just going to go, well, let me go try this fun show, see what I can, like you said, sell 3 or 4 golds and I'm going to sell 1 fake,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Things happen very fast. So, we were testing some Morgans and one of them didn't get tested and it was fake. Now, the rest of them that are real end up making up for the difference of that fake. So it's like a break-even transaction, but you got to test everything. You've got to test.
But those are the ones that you purchased.
Those are ones that I purchased, but we were in a hurry. I had a few other people there. They were looking at them with me.
And I didn't want to mistake that you guys or people to think that you were selling those at the show.
We weren't selling them. What I'm saying, we were buying them and we were trading, but things can move very quickly, very fast. People can come in to try to hustle you. Now, I don't think I was getting hustled. I think someone had a fake one that they didn't realize was fake. And it tested on the Sigma, but it was just outside the brackets. So there's something funky. It's 0 silver, but it is not 3/9 fine silver or 90% silver as a Morgan. So you got to test all that stuff. And then, things like Rolexes too. You can go go to a real store. And I've got a friend that just was looking up a Rolex for another friend. And I felt it. The second I felt it, I knew it wasn't real. It wasn't heavy enough. And it was supposed to be a gold one. And then it was also worn on the edges. And there was no second hand even on the watch. Rolexes have second hands and they move smoothly across the whole thing. So there's a lot of counterfeit stuff that's out there. So anytime you think you're getting a steal of a deal, you need to stop for a second and figure out you have enough understanding to be able to know if it's real or not. And if you don't know, find someone that can help you with that before you purchase it. Because people get taken all the time. And then they go to sell that again to someone else and they don't realize it's still fake.
Well, like, for example, like that guy on Instagram who was trying to sell it, $700. If it's too good to be true, because remember I told you those things are going for $1,300 up for ungraded. If somebody's selling it for half that price, it's probably too good to be true.
Yeah.
Yes, I want that thing so bad. And yes, I would love to pay $700 for it. I'm realistic. It probably is not going to happen.
Yep.
So it's like, do your due diligence, find out what these things are going for, because if you're getting a key date Carson City Morgan for $50, it's not real, buddy.
Just because you buy a slab doesn't mean anything anymore either.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could be a fake slab.
3 comments I want to share that I think are really good. Here's one of them.
You need to send me an email too for that win from last time.
If you buy 1 fake ounce of gold, that can really hurt you guys. You know, if you spend $2,200 and it's completely fake, that is hard to recover from, no matter how much silver or gold you're trying to sell to create a little margin to get back to it. That's hard. Another one here is this one here that talks about always buying from a trusted source and start small. I do agree with that. However, as you start to become more mature in your coins and collecting, and you get things like a Sigma or a Pinger, it can allow you to buy from people that you don't know if you have ways of testing it and being able to verify it. So that's something I wanted to point out. And then the last one from Azure Blue here is same thing. He recommends getting a Sigma. You can find Sigmas for under $1,000. And here's the deal. It only takes 1 fake gold coin to more than pay for the thing. So, nice. You know, you got to look at that. I can't tell you the exact amount of money that you need to be stacking before you go buy a Sigma. But to me, you know, once I started getting to the point where I'm buying more than $10,000 worth, I started thinking, hey, I probably should get one of those. And once you get more higher than even $10,000, then it's definitely becomes a bigger and better thing. Same thing with safes. If you're going to have a certain amount of money, you need to protect it from people that may come in your house. You want to keep them honest is one thing. 2, you want to protect from fire. And then 3, you want to be able to protect from an actual thief coming in.
Well, my signs out there says this house is protected by Smith & Wesson. So that's my safe, you know, Smith & Wesson.
I have Remington and Ruger protecting my house.
Yeah. There's a couple of those too.
If your whole family's out here in Long Beach for a week, who's sitting there with a gun in the house, right?
Well, my mother, she would come over. And you know what is the old lady with the AK? Because she gets, because she gets scared very easily.
Now we know she does not have a safe. She's got 4 black bears guarding her money.
That's right. I
have a lightsaber. Does that count?
Oh my word! I knew this was going to happen.
You can't show Nick that stuff. She doesn't get that. It's a light sword.
No, what would they say in the kid? Not lightsaber. They'd say it's a lightsaber.
Oh, a lightsaber.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, Nick, I don't have one of them. I have 3
upstairs, and I need to put more. And I need to go get some candy. I need some food because this will be a long.
But can I leave? I don't know how long you want to stay. I mean, I could stay here forever. I'm not trying to say I want to cut this short.
I got to run here in a minute too. I've got some other stuff.
Oh, I thought you were asking if we could stay on longer, and I was like, if we're going to talk about Star Wars, I think I might.
No. I like Star Wars, but I don't like it that much. Anyway, I want to let everybody know. Please check out the Coin Tribe this Thursday. Nick, you're more than welcome to be there again. Surfer, we're going to definitely get you on the tribe too. I want to get your word out, your channel up. You know, that's what we like to do at the Coin Tribe. But Thursday, I want everybody to be there because I don't know if Nick even knows about this, and I think she's going to love this. We had a commemorative coin made for our buddy Texas Joe, who we lost last year.
This. Hi, Deadhead's coins. Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
We are selling them to raise money for his wife, Dana. I'm going to show them on the Coin Tribe channel on Thursday, and all profits for that coin are going to his wife Dana.
So let's mention who it is. It's Texas Joe, because I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar with Texas Joe. He's had a big presence here in the community. Awesome person. Passed away unexpectedly a year ago. So they're going to be doing this fundraiser for his wife. So please, and I'll post that in the description below too. The Coin Tribe channels link.
And I'll tell you right now, it went over big. We made some good money, you know, when we were down there at the fun show. And I think I felt that was a good way of doing it. I wanted the people that were there to be genuinely surprised and see these, and they helped. And the money we've made so far is already surpassing me. And you know, we were this there, and we only had 10, 15 people around. I can't wait to get out there to the community to help out Dana, and it's going to be great.
I knew they were going to be done, but the surprise was what they looked like. So that was
Yes.
the surprise. So yes. And how much are you going to be selling those for?
They're $30 a piece.
Oh,
And I know
$30 a
somebody
piece?
goes,
Okay.
the funny part was somebody goes, are they silver? If they were silver, they would not be $30. Okay.
Well, I want you to
Because
save me one, and I'll send you some, and I'll send you PayPal or Zelle. I'll send it through Zelle.
boom, there's the key. We're going to try and maximize this by, I mean, if you don't have, I don't want to do PayPal friends and family because that just gets into taxing and all that stuff. We do the Zelle thing. You can mail me a money order. We're going to talk about it on the Tribe channel on Thursday.
Two. So,
Do what?
Tuli wants two. She says two.
Well, absolutely. So, but we're gonna do that on Thursday. I'll start taking notes. But like, if anybody put the Coin Tribe link in, I would appreciate it.
Yes, I'll do that.
We'll talk about it. I have chatted with Dana. We're gonna take care of her because, well, Texas Joe meant a lot to everybody in the coin community. And me personally, when I started getting my job last year or the year before, it changed my life, and I had to talk to Joe like, what do I do? And he stepped up as a friend and talked to me, and I miss him. I really do. So
I do too. He was a great.
Least we could do is do this for his wife Dana, and we'll all have a little bit of Texas Joe going with us for as long as we're still here.
He knew his Morgans. I'll tell you what. If you wanted to know about a Morgan, he knew Morgans, and he was a great mentor to me. And I mean, you could just email him, and he was right on it too. And I mean, he would he'd be like, Nick, this is. I mean, he would go in detail and depth, and then continuously. I mean, he was just an amazing person.
He enjoyed educating everybody, sharing his knowledge. Like what I did with those currencies. I had a blast showing everybody that currency, kind of take a page out of Texas Joe. Just, hey, this is what I like, and not trying to sell it to you. I'm just saying, check it out. Maybe all of a sudden you create another demon, going down that rabbit hole. Just be careful. It's deep,
He was just one of those people that really meant a lot to a lot of people, and had individual relationships, and he was a very special person.
John Jacobs wants me to get him some candy crayon. You know what? I will do that. Give me some time.
Candy crayons.
Oh. Well, and speaking of which, remember how I told you, I said I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of what I went through at the hold on, I got to find the right picture. What? Ready? Okay. Yep. Don't laugh at me because I was wearing the proper shirt too, by the way.
I saw that. Yes.
Oh goodness, that is amazing.
So, Marines are crazy. Marines are fun, but you know what?
They're fun. They're all fun.
We love our crayons. Once again, Nick, Surfer, this was really, really cool. I had a great time.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We gotta go get ready for
I'll tell you what, I make a promise. This is on video, and Nick is going to keep this on our YouTube channel. Surfer, I promise you, I will do that $500 bill definitely with you if and when I get it.
Let's do it. And then we have one last question for you real quick before we end here. How many coins have you had made for the fundraiser? Is there enough to go around for everybody?
We have, I want to say we had 100 made. We have approximately, I want to say about 70 of them left, maybe 75. We have plenty left. Okay. There's only, how about this? -1, because the only person that got one for free was Sacktown Amy, because she helped come up with the design on the reverse.
Yes, of course.
And if you're an artist and you came up with that, I thought that's a nice thing to do. We have plenty to go around. I will physically count them before we go on the go live with the tribe on Thursday. And
that's 8 o'clock.
We'll just go from there.
That's 8 o'clock. Thursday night.
8 o'clock Thursday, Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, and I'll post a link, and if not, you guys can get with me, and I'll probably come up too, anyways.
Oh, so, you're the Robin Quivers of the Coin Tribe. Just saying.
So I'll be there too, to keep you guys in line and keep you guys on task.
Thank you, because I'm going to need some help. If Gypsy's coming up more often, I need help.
Yep, and if Colleen is around and she wants to, I'd love to hear from her as well.
Oh, she'll. I'm going to try and get her up here. Maybe she'll be sitting here and you can hear her, not see her, but we'll show her stuff off on Thursday as well.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you, Gunny. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You can kick me out and I'll wait in the green room unless you want to yell at me, or I'll just
hold on.
You got it.
All right, everybody. So I want to thank you guys for coming out. And Nick, I had fun. So this was great.
I had fun too. Gunny's great. He's always fun to have.
I wanted to go to that show. I wasn't able to go out there, but it sounds like one that I need to put on the books and try to figure out how to get out there next year.
Just drive the van.
Between that and the mullet, I think I'm in deep doo-doo. Oh, and,
Yeah.
and this thing. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know what you people are doing to me in the wig and everything. You guys are gathering some bad ammunition for my channel as I grow bigger. All of a sudden, there's going to be these weird shorts that pop up out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, I have another good one coming out with you and Gypsy in it with crowns on, and I'm not in the picture. So don't forget the Coin Tribe Thursday night at 8:00, and then Surfers Channel 9:00 Saturday, and we're gonna have Silver Heist here, so that's gonna be fun too. And I hope he brings a chalkboard.
I hope so too. We need to remind.
He'll be somebody to see as well. I always have fun with Silver Heist, and he's from Boston.
It's going to be fun and awesome.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys. So that's what Pacific time?
6 o'clock Pacific. Yep.
6 and 9 Eastern. So we'll see you guys Thursday and then again Saturday.
See you guys. Peace out.
Bye.